first 10 minutes of the video, at the bottom of my bed where my feet are, I see, I see. I'm in the middle of the floor, like there's nothing around me, like it's an empty room, and I feel something touch the back of my leg, like my Achilles heel. It felt like somebody just like softly whisked their fingers over my Achilles heel.
You already know what it is. Straight Shook, episode 2, featuring Tony Merkel and yours truly, your host, ER Hunter. This show is produced by ERTH, that's extra resources that help, and we definitely need your help in order to support the show. More recently, I've been dealing with some technical difficulty. I think negative energy, the enemy, the devil, whatever, is trying to get under my skin. But you know what? You cannot stop the flow of God, and I know that this is supposed to be the awesome podcast I'm producing. That it is. So with that, I need you to go to patreon.com/ERHunter. That's patreon.com/ERHunter and become a patron. Donate, support the show. Whether you're in Australia, Ireland, UK, Texas, Virginia, New York, Cali, I love all y'all. Get the book God Sent Dog. That's the sponsor of the show. Chasing God Alcoholically is also available on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited. Email me, ERTH, that's ERTH without the A, ERTH, at erhunter.live. I want y'all to enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Rhetorical Sake podcast. Oh, it's been so long since I did this. I'm stuttering. Straight Shook, episode 2, featuring Tony Merkel.
So, all right, well, we used to live in Spring City, Pennsylvania, and we lived in an apartment complex. And in that apartment complex, this is before I had my podcast. This is before I looked into paranormal stuff. Nothing. Like I was just a dude trying to get through life. And
right.
I'm in my apartment, and I would always sit in the same chair in my living room to watch TV. And the way the room was set up was like, when I'm sitting in the chair, I could actually look down the hallway, just like on an angle, though. I couldn't see directly down the hallway, but I could see a good distance down the hallway before my visual got cut off from the wall. And in the hallway, we had pictures hanging in the hallway of my wife's movie posters. Like she did a lot of theater acting and stuff. And so she would put her theater posters, frame them, and put them in the hallway. And so I would consistently all the time, and I don't think my wife has ever seen anything, but for me, it was all the time. I'd be sitting in the chair watching TV, and out of my peripheral, I could see shadow walking from my bedroom into the bathroom, and I would see the reflection in the glass of the pictures in the hallway. And this would happen when I'm home by myself. It would happen when she's back in the bedroom, so I'd go back and ask her, "Did you just walk?" No. But it would happen all the time. And it would happen while I'm not directly, I would sit in the chair sometimes for like an hour, just staring down that hallway, waiting for it to happen. It would never happen. It would only happen when I'm not concentrating on the hallway. I mean, and sometimes it'd be like looking, across the room at like out the window or, at the TV, and I'd see it. And so it got me curious, and I was like, all right, let me set up her laptop and record video at night. I didn't know what else to do. I'm not a ghost investigator or anything like that. And so I just grabbed her laptop and I set it up for video recording, and I put it on my nightstand next to the bed at night.
Oh my God.
Because if I see this thing coming from my bedroom into the bathroom or from the bathroom into my bedroom, logically speaking, something's going on in the bedroom. So while I'm sleeping, let's see if we can catch anything. Now, we sleep with the lights out, like it's dark in our bedroom.
Is this in your old place, or this is where you're at now?
Our old apartment.
Okay.
So, I set it up, and I'm not expecting to get anything on video. I'm more thinking audio. And at the time, I didn't have my studio stuff because I wasn't really venturing into the music stuff yet. And so I just figured catch audio through the video format on her computer, see if we hear anything at night.
Okay.
So we record this video and it goes all night long. I wake up the next day and I had to go to work. And at that time, I was starting work at like 5:30 in the morning. And so I wake up and I'm just like anxious. And so I just grab her computer and I'm out in the living room getting my boots on and everything. And I'm like, let me just look at this. So I skimmed through it for like the first 10 minutes. And within the first 10 minutes of the video, at the bottom of my bed where my feet are, I see I see a red light just flash. Like almost like somebody had a camera and they were recording me and it just flashed. A red light just flashed real fast. I mean, it was extremely fast. It was just like blip. It was on and off. And I was like, what was that? You know? And I was like, what the heck is that? So I showed my wife and she saw it and we never had an answer as to what it was. There was nothing down there. It was just our feet in our closet in the room. I mean, there's nothing. And so I'm just like, okay, that was weird. And it was weird enough that I was like, I don't know if I want to record video anymore while I'm sleeping. I don't want to know. So I just, I let it go. And we move out of that place. And I think we bought our house 4 or 5 years ago now. Well, I'd say about 2 months ago, my wife, she texts me. I'm in the middle of an interview. It's about 9 o'clock at night. And she's in the bedroom and she's laying down trying to go to sleep. And we have my dresser at the bottom of our bed across the room, but it's, like if we're laying in bed, we could watch TV. That's the TV that's on our dresser. And we always have a balled up pair of socks in front of the TV because the TV, when it's off, has one of those red lights and it's annoying. Okay. So we want to block the light. And so it's just completely dark, no red light, nothing. And as she's laying there in bed, I don't know, just looking around in the dark, she said, and she texts me this while I'm doing a freaking interview. and she said, something weird just happened. And I'm like, what? And she said, there was a red light on the other side of our TV, like meaning the way she said it was basically meaning on one side of the TV is that red light that's supposed to be there. On the other side of the TV, a red light appeared real quickly. And she said it just flashed. And then when it flashed, it like took off and there was like a light trail.
What?
And it was a red light. And I'm like, that's weird. So I talked about it the next day because I'm like, go to sleep. I mean, I'm working, okay? Like, there's nothing I can do. I'm not gonna stop my interview to go. What am I gonna do? Like, I'm working. So close your eyes. Trust me, you'll be fine. Go to sleep. It's okay. And the next day we're talking about it and she tells me about it and I'm like, I have no idea what that could have been. I said, I don't know. When I hear stories like that, I think nowadays I'm like, do we live in a matrix? Do we live in a matrix? And there's glitches sometimes. But then I'd say about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, now I go to bed really late at night. I mean, so I get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm at work by 9:30. I work until about anywhere between 7 to 8:30 at night. Okay. And I come home. I love my son and my wife for about an hour. They go to bed. And then I work on my show till about 3 o'clock in the morning. And so I go to bed. So it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, which, paranormal people are like, oh, that's the witching hour. That's, when spirits most active and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, I'm used to going to bed at that time. So like, I mean, usually at night before I go to bed, I'm walking around downstairs in the dark, making sure the doors are locked. And sometimes I'll go in the basement if I feel like I should go in the basement to make sure the basement door is locked, just because I don't want somebody breaking into my house because I don't want that drama because I live in a rough area and not a terrible area, but there's criminal activity in my area. I just want to play it safe. So I do all that stuff all the time at 3 o'clock in the morning and nothing ever happens. And so I go into my bedroom and I crawl in the bed. And that night, my son is actually in our bed with us. And so it's my wife, my son in the middle, and then me. And my son, he doesn't like blankets. He never has. Like, he kicks them off. Like, it doesn't matter how cold it is. He does not like blankets on him.
That's my dude. I run like that. I see him. Okay.
And so I'm laying in bed and I'm pulling the covers because I'm the opposite. Like, I want covers. Like, I like having covers. And so me and my wife, when we have a queen size bed, but we buy king size comforters because we both like blankets and I like having the wiggle room. So I'm pulling these
All right.
I'm pulling these blankets up, and I'm trying to situate him so that my son's legs aren't covered up, so he's not going to wake up screaming and pissed off. And I have my covers,
Right.
and they're all bunched up around my torso. So the covers, and I say how big the covers are because I want you to understand that, like, literally when I bunch them up around my torso, like, it's like a mountain of
Sure.
covers over
Yeah.
me.
It's a king
I can't
size comforter.
Yeah, I can't see past, like, I can't see past it. So I can't see really the TV. I certainly can't see my feet. And so I have this pile of covers right around my hip.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh.
between my hip of pile of covers, and I'm laying on my right side, and my face is what, 2 feet of space. And I look down at the covers and I see a red light, and it took and it just blipped off and it left a light trail. It was really fast, and it was in front of the covers. So it was two, and it's the and my wife saw it a couple months ago, and when I saw this, it was exactly what I remember the light was in our apartment, except for the light in our apartment on video didn't take off and leave a light trail. It just blipped on and blipped out, but it was the same color, same size, same speed, everything. And I was like, well, that's interesting. And
S-
so
How are you
I
feeling like when that happens? Is it like a spike in adrenaline, like, or it's like you hear a loud noise and you jump type thing, or is it just like, okay, that happened?
I just went to sleep.
Yeah.
I just went to sleep. I mean, I'm tired, man. Like the great thing about what I do is I work my face off. Like, I work
Yeah.
hard. And so when my head hits that pillow, I'm going, man. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing that's gonna keep me awake. And so I just chalked it up. I'm like, that's interesting. And so I got up in the morning, I told her what happened. She's like, yeah, that's what I saw. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, but I saw it too. And then that's when I remembered the apartment. See, I didn't when she told me about the red light before, I didn't remember the apartment. But when I saw it, it reminded me of what
Yeah.
we saw in the apartment, and I reminded her of what we saw in the apartment. And she's like, "You're right." And so 3 times we've seen this, like, little tiny red light in our bedroom at night, blip on and blip off. And so I don't know what that is, but, like, I don't feel like I'm haunted. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, I talk to people on a weekly basis, many, many people who've had paranormal experiences, who are living in fear, and I don't feel haunted. In fact, I talk to so many people that these scary stories don't scare me anymore. They don't phase me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm having this experience in my home, and it's not only in this home, but it also happened in my previous home. And I don't know what to make of it because, like I said, I don't feel haunted. So I wonder sometimes, I'm like, are we in a freaking matrix? Is there some kind of matrix? Maybe not like the movie The Matrix, but is there some kind of, like, level to this where there's some kind of artificial design around us? Is there some
Right.
kind of, like, blockage that we have mentally that doesn't allow us to see the world, the true world around us, that is there? And sometimes things peek through, and that's what we call paranormal. I don't know. Just a theory.
Just the theory is right, but that is one hell of a theory if you ask me. Or maybe one heaven of a theory. Are we living in a matrix? Is there a red light following Tony Merkel from house to house, residence to residence? I truly hope not. But should it be, I hope it be benevolent and not maleficent. All in all, I think Tony Merkel's going to be just fine. I pray a blessing over him and his family right now in the name of Jesus. See? We got each other's back. I'm not ashamed. You got to do that when you're talking about stuff like this. I have my fair share of experiences, and those are coming up in later episodes. I want to thank you all so much once again for joining me on the Rhetorical Sake podcast, this series on the podcast known as Str8. If you could hashtag it on Twitter, Instagram, message me, follow me on Instagram, The Rhetorical Sake. Twitter, it's sake_podcast. Hit me up on my website. That's erhunter.live, Live, erhunter.live. Maybe you call it that, I don't know. All I know is that's where to find me. Contact me. Get my books. I'm cranking out this third book. I'm producing the show. I'm not letting Mac malware issues fuck with me. You can't stop this flow. I gotta produce the show. That's what this is. Straight shook. And it's right in time for Halloween. You know you love it, you filthy little... let me stop. Let me build you up. Anyway, I'll see you soon. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you guys. Email me. Talk to me. Patreon.com/ERHunter. Peace.